Hey guys, it's me Reem, Authentic Excellence. This video is about the highest priority in your life. Highest priority in your life. It should be you and your self-development, you becoming the best version of yourself, and the focus radically on yourself. That should be your first goal. Your first goal. Once you have that, then and only then a natural shift will happen, that you care more about the world and contribute to the world and these kind of things. And before you click off this video, listen it till the end and then you really get it. We all know, we all have maybe been in an airplane and we get that message there and the warning videos that if an emergency happens, we first have to take our own gas mask and then provide a gas mask to children or other people. Why is that? It's very simple. If you first try to help anyone else, you will not survive, and there is less manpower to provide for everyone. So you become, it's like there is like a limit on it. If you don't first help yourself, you won't make it to the other one. So there is no alternative. You cannot help 3 people without the gas mask yourself, the oxygen mask. So that's the idea. If you have your oxygen mask, you are in that oxygen loop. You have sufficient stuff. You can let that go and you can focus on something new. So there is that completion there with yourself. And only if you have that and you have that peace, you have that clarity, then you can help other people to your best efforts, to your full potential. Without that, you can help, but it's coming from a different place. It's coming from a weak place. So your highest priority in life, guys, yourself, just you, yourself. And we all have our ideas, we all have people around us that try to distract us from that, you know. I'll give you some examples. For example, TV series, computer games, maybe certain drugs, certain friends, certain parties, some not important dates or things like that, or women, or maybe things we not really want to do, like some little holidays to a place, or that's not really in line with our, with the thing that we should really focus on, you know. And if we fall for this stuff, we become in a way weak. We become very weak. And we pay a price for that. And this is something that women can feel. A woman wants to feel a man who is on his mission and on his purpose. And I've made another video about purpose. Link here. It may sound contradictory, but it's not. You should focus on your thing. It's your purpose. That's again that you. What is your gift to the world? And the question before that, who do you have to be to give that gift? And let's say that your purpose is, I want to, let's say, build 1,000 children's schools all over the world. That's great. But if you immediately start building one, and your bank account is finished and you try to raise some funds for a second one, you might in your life build maybe 5 or 6. But if you gain some capital first and you develop yourself as a good public speaker or things like that, and you give yourself that oxygen mask and you get all those resources, and you become that communicator and you have that influence and you have your network and you have your social skills and all these kind of things, then and only then you can make an impact. So that's the thing, guys. You are the priority. You are the what is that word for that? Catalyzer for all these things. The catalyst. If that you is weak, you cannot help anyone else. And this is that masculine energy, guys, that manifesting things. Someone has a vision, like an Elon Musk or Steve Jobs, these kind of people. They have a vision in their mind and they find a way to make it happen. Elon Musk with his rockets and with his car cycling around the moon or around the earth, sorry. And Steve Jobs with his technology and user friendliness and these kind of things. They all had an idea and they find a way to insert it in the world. And that's a masculine quality, guys. And to do that, you need to become a certain person. You need to have a certain influence. You need to become a strong leader. And this drive and this force, that's one aspect of the masculine as well, in manifesting stuff, to create stuff. And that should be your highest priority. We live, however, in a world full of distractions. We all know Facebook and other social media. We log in, we have plenty of notifications, all these things. Emails, we got spam. We hear commercials while we walk in supermarkets. We are bombarded with discounts and with other stuff. Even on mobile phones, new ones, you have apps installed that you cannot uninstall. YouTube is full of commercials, flyers, loud communications in the cities. It's media and other channels, they are pulling our attention. They keep, as just imagine like being in a supermarket and having 4 or 5 children pulling on your pants, and you try to walk one way and they get you stuck in one place. That's kind of the thing that's going on. And we have to fight against that. We have to stay strong. We have to be strong. And we can only do that if we make ourselves a priority. And what do I mean by that? We should become the best version of ourselves in all areas in life, guys. When it comes to finances, so it's wealth, health, happiness, mental peace, wealth, health, and love and relationships as well. All these areas, guys. And it's a challenge to stay focused on these things. I speak with a lot of people, and how many, guys, do you know, and be honest to yourself, have the life right now in all these areas that they really truly wish? How many have a job that they really wish? How many have that girlfriend that they really are attracted to and are proud of and are passionately together in a relationship? How many have that house or that amount of holidays or that job or their own business that they are not a slave of, and they are really having that lifestyle that they want? How many parents do have the time to pick up their children from school? How many parents do have 1 day a week, a day with their kids? How many people are free to ignore a cell phone while having dinner? All these things, and so many things are pulling at us. I hear a lot of people speak about Game of Thrones. I have seen only a little bit, but I immediately felt like this is a waste of time, guys. Yeah, and of course it's a great series, of course. But you should understand, and I'm talking here about one aspect. Of course you can have time to watch a series and all of that. I'm just pointing at something. I'm talking about the bigger picture. I'm not just negatively criticizing Game of Thrones. It's not about that. But you should understand, guys, that Game of Thrones, there is a business in that, where there are psychologists and lots of things actively working to get people addicted to those series. They give them those little dopamine shots. They give that a teaser in the end for the next episode, and that way you keep on waiting for the next series and the next one. It's a drag. They want you from right away. They want you to hook on that. And though you have your joy of that, and that is great, you can do that. There should, of course, in your life, there should be parts of your time that you want to relax, entertain yourself, and get lost on these things, for sure. But you should still be conscious and be aware of what's going on, and that you are paying your lifetime that never comes back to fill the pockets of these big organizations. You should see that, and you should be okay with that. And that's something, guys, to realize. And in this world, to survive, some things are very important. As I said, you need to develop yourself as a strong, full potential, integrated man on these areas. And with that, only then you can create an impact. You cannot have your impact or your significant impact in the world without having full focus on your own life. So that point is clear. The second point that I'm trying to make is this. The more you are focused on this thing, is becoming a better version of yourself, being in your mission, being in your purpose, the more you will be picked up and you will be seen as attractive by women, which is great, and it provides some great opportunities. And then comes the thing. Then it's really up to you to, at a point, start selecting women, especially on the criteria: do they support you being on their mission, or are they draining energy from that? Draining time, draining energy, trying to steer you slowly away. That's how they do with a horse. If you have a horse running, you cannot make it move left or right by just roughly pulling on the strings. It doesn't work. You have to slowly guide it, so it's going straight, and slowly you shift, you bend it, and it's going one way. That's an energy. Sometimes it happens for men. I see it a lot. It happens for men when they, for example, they settle in with a girl and they want to have, let's say, one kid. They have a child. A few years later, they have a second one. And I asked the guy, "Hey, how did it come?" Yeah, well, you know what? I didn't really want it, but later on, yeah, we had some talks, and yeah. And he kind of shifted, you know. And of course, this can also come from very conscious decision making. Most of the time, it's a weak man that is being taken off his path. It happens to fashion styles that men suddenly adopt to please a woman, or certain haircuts, or certain changes in manners, or all these things. And I see it happening all the time, guys. These men are losing themselves. This is not a man that leads a relationship and has developed himself, you know, like a tree in a relationship. Like with a full-forced, powerful man that knows what he wants, knows what he doesn't want, and can lead a woman. It's too much of a man trying to please and stuff. And this is an effect of not having yourself as a priority. There is a codependency here. There is a. It's and men don't realize this, guys. They slowly shift to like what they want in life and what they want to accomplish and what's important for them. They slowly shift it more and more to what also she finds important and what she likes, and then suddenly there is a divorce, a breakup, or whatever. The man has no idea who he is anymore. And then what happens? There will be a moment of a few weeks of grief, or a few months, or whatever. And then that man starts working on himself again. To become the better version of himself again. So there's that reignition going again. And the point that I'm making here is that we all kind of know what we should do to attract a woman. We know that. But once we have a woman, we slip off from that. And that's actually one of the reasons why many things go downhill. We think we can get something, like a woman, we can get her. And then we slowly drop from that. And then we are surprised if she leaves. We should not stop developing ourselves, even though many women might say that to us. The social conditioning is full of that. Just be happy with yourself, you don't need to work on yourself, just be okay, just relax. It sounds nice and I see the intention of it, and maybe at times it's true to relax or have some quiet moments to rejuvenate, of course. But in practice it doesn't work. It does not work. That mission and that purpose drive, that must stay super strong. And I said, the person that you need to be to realize that needs to be strong. And to feed that personality, to have that influence, to have that network, to have that stuff, you need to keep working on yourself. You cannot rest. You cannot rest. People who really rest, they end up in misery. All of them. Literally all of them, guys. Don't be fooled. Don't be sidetracked of your highest priority in life. Working on yourself. You are the highest priority in yourself. And you should live your life with women in your life, relationships, friends, whatever. If all of them suddenly break apart or things happen, you should be okay with the choices you have made. If you want to immigrate to a new country with a woman, yeah, and if she breaks up suddenly 1 month after, you should be okay with living there. If not, what the fuck are you doing there? This happened to me. This happened to me. That was my lesson. Like, wow. That's kind of a eye-opener. Like, wow, where am I? What am I doing? This is important, guys. Keep working on yourself. Be the man that you want to be. The dream man that you can become. All you need is a strategy for it, which is as a recipe for a cake. We need to know the recipe, the amount of ingredients, the order, all these things, maybe equipment, maybe someone who shows you how to do it, and then practice enough until you can copy that, and then you have it. That's how life works for the most of the part. Of course, not everything is under control, but these things are. Success, it's not a matter of your capabilities. You are capable of it. But it's a matter of decision making and of dedication and of commitment. That's stuff for other videos. But for here, you should work on yourself. I cannot say that enough. Work on yourself and do the work. Do the work. Don't rest, don't relax. It will not work. It will not work out. Only workout works out. Okay guys, see you in the next one.